When that camera starts rolling and you're trying to do a video, do you freeze up, get nervous, think, what in the heck am I going to say? Well, you're in luck because today my presenter extraordinaire is Amani Channel. He is coming from the Unmarket Your Business Virtual Summit, and he's going to be talking about the ABCs of video marketing. He has a really unique way of helping you to get rid of those jitters, to figure out what you're going to say so that you can create the videos that are going to get you clients. Let's go start watching it right now, and don't forget to click on your swag link.
Well, hey everyone, it's Carol Day Dunlop, your online wow strategist and two-time Amazon best-selling author. Woo, I just love saying that. So I'm going to say it at the beginning of every video, I think. So I'm glad that you're here for another session. This one is going to be even more awesome than the one before because this one is talking about the very stuff that we're doing now, video. All right, everybody's scared to do video, don't want to do video, but need to do video. We got someone here who's going to calm all your fears, show you easy stuff that you can do to get your video game going, and it's going to be awesome. Now, I think Amani and I have been friends for a few months, not very long, but in that short time, I've learned that he is a pro and an expert, and he really makes me feel at ease. So without any further ado at all, Amani, how you doing? And welcome to the Unmarket Your Business Virtual Summit.
Thank you so much, Carol. Appreciate just the opportunity to share. Thank you for inviting me to participate, and looking forward to sharing this awesome information with your audience.
Well, I know everyone is waiting with bated breath to hear you. So we're going to jump right in, and I want you to tell a little bit about yourself at first. I know you're going to go into it in your presentation, and then we're going to start the presentation, and we're going to get rolling.
Sure. So I'm from California originally. I'm a video producer and a broadcaster. I've worked in the media industry for 20 plus years, if you can believe that. I almost can't believe that. And when I used to work as a news reporter. I work as a producer now. So I've done both worked in front of the camera, behind the camera, and I've developed strategies that help people become camera confident, make videos with almost no to low tech skills with affordable equipment that pretty much everyone has. And so that's what I do now. And that's what I'm about. I'm about empowering folks to get their message out and tell their stories through video. I say we want to share more, serve more, to sell more, right? That's what I say.
Right, exactly. And video is the way to do it because every platform out there right now is making video a priority. And you almost just about have to put some video somewhere to get taken serious just because it's that serious.
Yeah, people want to see videos. People like watching videos. I mean, we've kind of been indoctrinated since, from television, right? So all of us have, for me, I grew up watching TV, and of course now my son watches a tablet, but we're pretty good at being watchers. And so why not have people watch your content? Because if you're a service provider, an expert, a coach, there are people who could benefit from your message via video, but it's not always easy to do. So that's why I've sort of broken it down and created a formula to help people become camera confident. I say we want to become video fearless is what I say.
All right, I'm with that. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over the reins to you so you can share your screen and start. Let's get rolling.
Cool. All right, so this is the ABCs of video marketing. I say we want to attract leads, fans, and followers, right? And if you can serve more, sell more, and share more, then that's really a win for you. So that's what I'm calling this presentation. So if you want to learn the ABCs of video marketing, let's jump into it. So my big promise to you, if you just stick with me till the end of this, is I'm going to reveal how to make videos like a pro easily without wasting money, time, to attract followers, fans, and prospects. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just stick around. And my goal is that you will use this information to serve more, share more, and sell more. All right. So, or you will get out of your comfort zone and start making videos. Because at the end of the day, if you're just able to start making videos, start sharing your content, sharing your information, sharing your expertise with your audience, you will find benefits to your brand, to your business, is what I found from the people that I work with. All right, now if you hang out with me till the end, I'm gonna have an awesome reward for you. It's my 6 Video Confidence Secrets book. I'm gonna share exactly how to get that book for you. So it has an affordable gear guide, it has a production checklist. It's an awesome resource for you. If you're just looking to jumpstart your videos, if you're not sure about how to present on camera. A lot of folks just aren't comfortable. They're not comfortable with their voice, etc. It'll be awesome for you. All right. So I'm going to share a little bit about my background. I shared a little bit about me already, but let's dig a little bit deeper. So I'm a self-proclaimed video geek. I'm a baseball dad and husband. That's my family there. It's my son with the Braves hat, and that's him playing baseball. I've also worked as a broadcaster. My content's been on NPR, CNN, Fox News Channel, Headline News, the AJC, and I currently work at Fox 5 Atlanta as a producer. I work in creative services currently. And I've also won a couple of awards. I've worked with brands like Chick-fil-A, Visa, IHG. I've been nominated for an Emmy. So I live and breathe video production. This is what I do. This is how I eat. I've also served as a professor, and I'm also a video coach and a mentor. All right. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, please feel free to reach out to me outside of this presentation. I'll share some more information about that in just a second. All right. So I just want to share some photos. This is a walk down memory lane. So these are some pictures from my media journey. Some good moments, some not so good moments, but at the end of the day, I've had a lot of fun. I've met some celebrities. I've rubbed elbows with some folks like John Gruden. There's me and Tyrese, interviewed Oprah, met comedians, also had some challenging moments, which I'm going to share in just a second. Just want to show you that I've been there and done that. All right, so are you in the right place? Is this for you? Well, this is for you if you're having trouble making videos or using the equipment and you're missing out on leads, friends and followers. You're just not growing your business like you want to do. Like if you're having those challenges, this is for you. Or if you're ready to launch a course, a YouTube channel, or you want to go on Facebook Live, but fear stops you, right? You're just not sure about what to say. You don't feel confident. Or if you've struggled long enough and you're just ready for some expert mentorship to take your business to the next level. Maybe you want some accountability, you want someone to hold your hands. This will definitely help you out. All right, now, perhaps you can relate to this picture, right? So
Yeah.
a little bit camera shy, like the camera's in your face. You know you should record a video, but you're just not comfortable doing so, right? Maybe you like being behind the scenes, you feel camera shy, you just don't exactly understand the mechanics of sharing a message on camera or sharing a story. So after doing this for 20 plus years, believe it or not, I've developed a formula to help you shine and speak on camera with confidence. I've also developed and have utilized video options that won't break your budget. So a lot of folks are like, you think you need the most expensive camera or this or that. You really don't need any of those things. You can really start with what you have. I'm going to share some information about that in this presentation. And I've also developed a fast and efficient video production process that students all over the world have used. So I've helped folks all over the world thanks to this online communication medium called the internet. And I can also help you too. I'm confident of that because I know my formula that I've developed works. But I discovered this the hard way. What you're going to get right now is the cheat and the easy way. And I say that because this was me not so long ago. So back in my reporter days, I would get so nervous and anxious. Like my mind would go blank as soon as the anchor tossed it to me. So the anchor would say, Amani, and then I forget everything I was going to say. And I'd do this little head nod thing. So I'd have to refer down to my notes and I'd have to try to regain my composure. And I was really a train wreck for several years. And it took a mentor who finally helped me figure it out. And one day I was working with him and he was like, Amani, I think somebody gave you some bad advice. Why don't you stop trying to be like this reporter who doesn't really, you're trying to imitate him, but it's not really working for you. You're a little more cool. Why don't you try to be like this guy? And when he said that, it kind of like clicked that I can be myself. I have a very laid back personality, but I can still be credible, authoritative, and a great journalist. And so after he helped me out, I finally figured it out. And I've been on, like I said, I've been on CNN, different networks, and have my content featured all over the place. And so just know that I not only walk it, but I talk it. I not only talk it, but I walk it. And I really want to help you get in a position where you can make videos without really thinking about it. Make videos in your sleep almost is what I want to help you do. So maybe you're like this, like you're on a journey, right? I feel like we're on the pathway to success in one way or another.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Carol, you help your clients be successful, right? But maybe that boulder is fear, especially when it comes to making videos, because maybe you don't like your voice or you think the video is hard, the tech is confusing, you feel like you're not perfect, you're worried that people will reject you. There's all these things that prevent us from getting on the video train or getting on the video path. And at the end of the day, that's just something called fear. And so What I want to do is help you overcome this with DIY techniques. And why do I say DIY techniques? Because you can, of course, hire a professional producer. You could, I'd love to work with you if you have that kind of budget. But look, I make videos all the time for both clients and my work, and like I couldn't afford myself. Like at the end of the day, like it can be expensive. And this screen capture is from a guy named Derek Halpern. He sent an email out not so long ago, and he said that to produce just one video for Social Triggers TV, that's his brand, which I release at no cost to you. I need to test new ideas, write scripts, rehearse, film, edit. At the end, it costs around $1,000 to produce just one episode of his online video show. And that's with a professional like setup. And I'm pretty sure it probably costs more than that. But since I would assume he was creating multiple videos in one studio setting, that's probably why I brought the cost down to about $1,000. But look, $1,000. If you have a business, if you're running a business, that's nothing to shake a stick at. Especially if you're talking about creating serial content, which is what I suggest you do. Like for a YouTube channel, you got to create content like once a month, once a week. That can quickly add up. So that's why I say just learn to do it yourself. And then if you want to outsource like the editing or something like that, then you can always do that. But at least record the videos, you can do it yourself. And that's what I help folks do. But there are two things your videos must have before you get started. You have to have a message and a story, and you have to have the equipment, and you have to know how to use it. So that's what I help folks do. And I explain exactly how my system works through stories from my students. And I'm going to share some shifts with you because maybe you're thinking, like I said, the video is hard, but you're really thinking about it, maybe I don't want to say the wrong way, but I'm going to shift your thinking so maybe you can see a different way of looking at videos. So the first shift is that speaking on camera is the easiest type of public speaking. And I say that because I had a student named May Urbano. She's a strong bikini mom, and May would get deathly afraid. She was terrified to speak publicly. She had severe anxiety. She would procrastinate. She would have a physical reaction at the thought of making videos or speaking in a public setting. And so she came to me. I helped her out. She ended up working with me. And by the end of the process, she realized that it's easier to make a video because you're just speaking to a camera, right? You're just talking to a camera. Now, May she's a little bit introverted. And so I say I'm introverted as well. So if you're not introverted, it's not a big deal because extroverts and introverts, my system works for all folks. But, if you're introverted, you may find that, sitting in a home studio is not so intimidating as speaking to a large group of people. Speaking to one camera is less intimidating than speaking to 10 people in a room. And so that's what she found is that, speaking to a camera is less intimidating than speaking to a crowd of people. She said, thanks so Amani. I'm proud to announce I'm officially on YouTube. It's been a dream of mine, et cetera, et cetera. So you can do it. If May did it, you can do it. You just have to sort of shift your thinking a little bit and realize that it's not so hard speaking to a camera once you learn the techniques to do so. And if you have any questions for me, Carol, please feel free to jump in.
I am. I'm just glued to the camera right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So shift number 2, you are confident already. You just need to discover it on camera. Why do I say that? Well, think about when you're speaking to a loved one or speaking to someone, are you not, or let's put it this way. If you had a business meeting with someone, you're meeting them at a coffee shop, would you be like, oh, I'm too afraid to meet you, so I'm not going to have this meeting, right? You wouldn't do that because your business is not going to grow if you don't have that meeting. So think about it that way, that you're confident already. You just need to be confident as well on camera. And Chip Desart is another individual that I helped become video confident. And when I first met Chip, he was a web developer, but he was moving into the education space. He eventually became a wedding photographer and filmmaker. He does destination weddings. He's a keynote speaker as well. And when I first started working with Chip, he just did not feel natural on camera. Yet he lacked self-confidence. He appeared uncomfortable. He would often hesitate when he was on video. And one day he was like, Amani, I just don't, I'm a behind the scenes guy. I can't do it because I'm not like you, right? You're a professional. You know what you're doing. You have the sound, you have the look.
Yeah.
I said, look, Chip, you just have to do you. Don't worry about trying to be me. Just be yourself. Just be your natural self. And once I said that to him, he finally relaxed and he figured it out very quickly. And now Chip is a rock star on video. He's active on Instagram and Facebook and always on Facebook Lives. He has a mentorship group. And he says that 75 to 85% of his business comes from his social media and the videos he shares via social media. And he says that he learned everything from me, which I appreciate that. But it's not, you can learn from anyone, but it's not about learning, it's about taking action. And what Chip has done is he's taken action on the information, on the tips and suggestions, and that's why he's had the success that he's had. But a lot of that confidence just came from him discovering that, yes, he was confident on camera, right? He had it
Right.
in him, but he just had to change his thinking a little bit, not try to be like someone else, just be himself. And so my third shift, call it a secret, you don't need any costly equipment to get started making videos. All right, you really don't. And so my last example comes from Misty Harris, who's a etiquette and parenting coach. Now, when I met Misty, you can see the quote at the bottom. She said, "I'm in. If you can fix my fears of being in front of the camera, I will sing your praises." But not only was she fearful of being in front of the camera, but she had zero video skills. She had zero tech skills as well. She's like, "I don't know what equipment to use. I don't know anything." And I was like, that's not a big deal. Like, I can teach the tech stuff fairly quickly. And then it's just a matter of you figuring out your messaging and then delivering it on camera with confidence. But she had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-fear, a lot of fear. And by the end of working with me, this is her during one of her live streams. She actually went ham on going live. She would go live like twice a week after she
Wow.
went through my program. And she says that I actually look forward to doing a live video. And so, her background looks good, right? She's well lit
Mhm.
and she
Mhm.
figured it out, right? She's going live on Facebook with a good looking image. And that's really half the battle, is just figuring out the tech stuff. And like I said, I can teach that fairly simple. You don't need a whole lot of expensive equipment. I'm not using any expensive equipment. This is like I call this my mini studio, because I say I use professional techniques, but it's all a much smaller scale version of what I might use at my TV station. And you can use the same
Right.
equipment as well. All right. So when does video work best? This is the kind of formula that I came up with. It's when you mix your story with some emotion and you offer a solution to your audience or your customer or your prospect's pain point. That's when you can have the greatest influence, the authority. That's how you can really propel your followers or your social imprint, really, is just by sharing your story with some emotion and offering a solution to your audience. All right. So just remember that as we move forward, because it's really important that you understand that you have to have a story and that you have to offer a solution, but, mixing in some emotion, sharing, some relatability. Like, I know all about the pain of not being able to perform on camera because I've been there, right? And so if you're having the same kind of challenges, just know that you're in the right place right now by watching this.
Amani, I wanted to say something before you went forward. The shifts that you're talking about, those are the main things that all of my clients seem to worry about. Looking stupid on camera, not knowing what to say, being afraid, really being afraid of that little red button or green button or whatever. When you have to push it and it goes live, they just lose their brain and can't figure out what to do next.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why I was really happy and really excited to have you on here, because you suffering from the same thing. I mean, even being applied, I mean, that was your job. That was your job, to get in front of the camera and talk, and you were having issues with it. It just shows that you're human. It happens to everybody. And if the people who are watching right now were to see my very first video, they would just fall out on the floor, rolling around, laughing, and say that that cannot be Carol J. Dunlop on the video thing, because they always tell me, "Oh, you seem so comfortable," and whatever. But it's just because I had to work at it. I had to learn. So I think it's a learned skill. Don't you feel that way?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like any skill. It's like your first day on the job, right? Were you 100% comfortable, like doing what you were supposed to do, or when you got out of college and got your first job out of college, were you 100% comfortable with your environment or your responsibilities? No,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
wasn't comfortable being a reporter either. Like 3 or 4 years, I really, really struggled. And as a
Wow.
matter of fact, like, so some people who they see me now, they're like, "Amani, I don't believe you really ever struggled. Do you have any evidence?" And I have a couple, like that one screen capture me looking down is I have an actual video clip of that happening. So you actually
Mhm.
see me like the nodding my head and then kind of freezing up. I
Yeah.
have a couple, but I only have a couple examples because when I worked as a news reporter, you want to save all your best examples so you can get the next job, and not really
Right.
save and you don't really want to save your poor performances because you're never going to use that anyways. But I do
Right.
have a couple examples, and just know that if you're struggling with sharing a message, if you're dealing with the pressure or you feel like there's anxiety, it's more. So this is what happened. I'll share a quick story with you, Carol, in your audience.
Mhm. Sure.
My first live shot that I ever did when I worked in Tampa at Fox 13, I completely like slaughtered it. Like it was some breaking news. It was like a police involved shooting. And I was like, I had to interview sheriff's office and it'd go out to the scene and I was reporting on it. And I said, and throughout the whole live performance.
Oh,
And I
wow.
really, really struggled through the whole thing. And my cameraman kind of looked at me kind of peculiar afterwards, like, well, the good thing about that, Amani, is it's all about getting your reps in and you will get better. And when he
Mm,
said that, it kind of assured me that I would get better eventually, though it took me a while to get better. But at the
mm-hmm.
end of the day, and I'm sure you can attest to this, it's all about your reps. And so, if folks can work through the challenging times and work through the uncomfortable nature of making videos, because it can be something as simple as not liking your voice, which is a reason why you might not want to share your video. But
Exactly.
just understand this, that the way the microphone hears you is the way everyone else hears you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Right.
it's like you have to not focus on yourself so much, but focus on the information that you're going to impart to your audience. And if you're
Exactly.
focusing on yourself, like so worried about how you look or that expression, or your thinning hairline, or a few wrinkles, or a little extra weight that you put on, you're
Mm-hmm.
really almost focusing on the wrong thing, and you're doing your audience a disservice if you're not sharing your knowledge, because we have so much I know you have so much information to share that will bless others. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're not sharing that with via video, then or sharing it period, but I say video is the most powerful medium, right? That's why
Yes.
these companies, they pay millions and millions of dollars a year to advertise, right? Because video
Mm-hmm.
works.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
you got to you got to put your own fears to the side and learn from someone who can maybe help. Like even I'm sure you could provide some suggestions to people to help them get more comfortable. That's something that I
Yeah.
can do as well. But just find a mentor, find a coach, find someone who can put you at ease, and
Mm-hmm.
just know that you will get better if you just put your fears to the side and just dig in and pound the pavement and start making videos.
I'm so glad that you said that because I say that to people all the time and they look at me like, whatever. But to have, number one, to have someone else back it up and say, hey, that stuff happened to me. And then the other thing, you're a professional who does this all the time. You're watching a camera or you're running a camera or you're putting two scenes together or you're doing something, you're in that field and you're saying that. I think it's very powerful. So to the people who are listening to this right now, you're very extremely fortunate because Amani doesn't go around like doing video how-tos all the time. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and Carol really was one of the first folks to ask me to partake. Like I've never done a session like this as part of like a summit, a virtual
Oh,
summit.
really?
So
Oh,
no, this is the first time I've
yay!
ever done one. So this is awesome for me too to just participate. That's why I'm so appreciative of this moment.
Well, good. I'm so glad. Well, you came to the right place. And there are a bunch of hungry people who are waiting for this information because, like I said, nobody is sharing this stuff freely all the time. It's like you got to, go do it and fall and get back up and figure out what you're doing. So, hey, carry on. I'm ready to learn more. And I'm unusually silent because I am learning myself.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions or you think your audience may benefit from a question, please feel free to chime in.
Most definitely.
All right, so we're going to keep it moving now. All right, so what did I discover that helped me become like I say, video fearless, right? You want to become a fearless storyteller. And it's helped people all over the world discover their confidence in a fraction of the time it took me, right? I don't
Hmm.
want you to take 3 or 4 years to get comfortable making mistakes that you don't have to make or feeling that pressure that you don't have to feel, because I've simplified the whole process. And what I've developed is 3 video production pillars that will kind of simplify the whole thing. Like after you learn this, it will make a lot of sense to you. And it's really simple, but it's very, very powerful. And this is part of my video confidence. This is really the foundation of what I call the video confidence formula that I developed. All right, and this is it. M plus G plus R equals becoming fearless with video fearless. All
Hmm.
right. Now, what is M plus G plus R? What does that mean? All right. So the M is the message. It's important because a lot of folks, when they're first starting out, they think they can just turn on the camera and just wing it, right? You look at actors on TV, you watch news anchors, and it looks so easy, right? When I first started working in TV, I was like, oh, it's easy to do a live report, right? Because, I mean, these are professionals
Hmm.
who've done it for years and years, and they make it seem easy. It's just like when you watch a guitarist play the guitar, right? He's just flowing, playing his solos, playing his chords, and not
Right.
thinking about it. It comes naturally. But really, what you might not think about is the fact that they make it look easy because they've done it so many times and they are professionals. If they weren't professionals, it wouldn't look easy, right?
Right.
But
Exactly.
it starts with knowing who you're talking to and having your message. And that's really important. That means you know what their pain point is, you know who your audience is, you know what you're going to say, you know how to structure your video. All those things you need to figure out. And if you're able to structure kind of, right, I say just write an outline of your message. That will put you leaps and bounds above anyone else who's just trying to wing it, because winging it is really the worst thing you can do, believe it or not, when it comes to making a video, because no one ever wings it. Like TV is all well scripted out. Like news anchors are reading scripts that are written via a teleprompter. Reporters are reciting information that they've learned throughout the day when they're doing their live reports. A lot of times when I was in the field, people were like, well, did you have a teleprompter? I never used a teleprompter as a reporter, but you have to be able to recite the information like you know it really quickly, and have a method for doing so. So you got to know your message, know who you're talking to, and then be able to share it in a very relaxed, natural way. I see you got to speak from the heart is really the best advice I can give anyone who's really struggling. If you can just speak from the heart, speak like we're at a coffee shop, speak like you're talking to your best friend, that will definitely help you get your message out there. All right, so that's the M, that's the message. So what does the G stand for? Well, the G stands for gear, all right? And you don't need a lot of expensive gear to make videos. We're making a video, Carol, right now, right? This is a video. I'm using a webcam. I'm using a couple of lights. I'm gonna do this for you guys right now, because a lot of folks, they underestimate, like they don't think they need lights, but I'm gonna prove to you we all need some light. So I do have a green light behind me, but look at the image. Like if I turn off the lights that I have set up, I mean, it just makes a huge difference. So you need to have a camera, of course. You need to have, I say use a microphone. I'm using a mic, even though you might not be able to see it, but I have a USB microphone that I use. And I say use a tripod. So my webcam is sitting on a tripod on my desk. And you can also use your built-in webcam. If you have a built-in webcam, the thing about where my desktop is sitting is the angle really isn't ideal for me using my built-in iSight camera. So I have an external webcam. It's an HD webcam as well, which I would use anyways. And then I have a tripod. So yeah, I have camera, mic, lights, tripod, just 4 things. And that's the same thing we use, Carol, when I'm doing a production for my station, right? We have, it's more high-end gear, obviously. It's not just like a $80 webcam and some clamp lights and USB microphone, but we use tripod, lights, microphone, camera. It is the same kind of gear. This is like the home studio version of what I say you use if you're a professional, right? But use what you have. So what does that mean? Well, maybe you have a smartphone, right? So use your smartphone. Let me see if I have
you have one of those little short tripods?
Yes, I do. My webcam's on the tripod, so I can't exactly.
Mine is on there too. Mine is on my little short one that I got for the desk, or I would show mine as well.
But what I was going to show folks also is that when you're using your webcam, you can also use a microphone with your smartphone as well, rather. So I have a couple microphones here.
But you know what, Amani? I found that if you use the microphone that's either on your webcam or on your phone itself, the gap, and I know you know this, but I'm saying it so everyone else will know that the gap between when the words come out of your mouth to the time they travel to the camera or whatever you're using, they can catch noise. So if you can use something where you either have a headset on, or these things are awesome, the little earbuds, those little earbud things that come with your iPod or even your Android stuff. What it does is it puts the microphone closer to your mouth, so there's less room to travel, so there's less air, delay. I guess. Less delay. There you go. And that, just and that's just for if you really want to, when you really want to start getting into it. Because when I first did my very, very first video, it was a whole mess. I just want to tell you, I had this prompter, and I had worked on this thing for months, and I had this prompter, and it was on my laptop, and I was trying to sync it up with my voice, and it was going too fast, and I couldn't catch up, and then I was trying not to look at the video because I was doing exactly what you said not to do, and that's trying to wing it. But I had written everything, but I couldn't remember stuff, and I kept having to stop. It was just crazy. So don't stress yourself out like that. just make some notes, get on there, tell your story, and make, one thing that I did was make it very short. Your first video doesn't have to be long. Make it like 5 minutes and then get off.
I mean, make it 2 minutes, like make it whatever you're comfortable
Yeah.
saying, right? And
Yeah,
so
there you
that's a
go.
good point. What you said is write out your talking points. So what I suggest folks do is just write out, have an intro and then have three.
Mhm.
Well, and you have to have a hook too. So what I say is
Yeah.
maybe like I like to ask questions at the beginning of my videos so that, kind of sparks interest from my audience, but have a question, a quick intro, and then have 3 points that you want to make for your video and then an outro, right? And that's actually a
Mhm.
bonus little tip I'm throwing in there on how to structure your videos. But don't worry about like memorizing or having stuff written out or using a teleprompter. Unless you're really experienced with like reading from a teleprompter, that can almost be the
Right.
worst thing if you're just
It
getting
was.
started.
It was the worst. It was so painful to watch that thing back because
Mm-hmm.
I am so stiff trying to read the thing as it's going up and catch my eyes. It is just hilarious. I'm gonna have to find that video and post it because it's hilarious for
Yeah,
real.
I have a teleprompter as well. So right here, but I don't use it too much because I'm just much better. I'll show it to you.
Mhm. Oh, cool.
But this is a teleprompter for all those
Right.
who are wondering, and it's just an iPad teleprompter, so you can put your iPad here, and then it reflects back, and then the camera sits on this part right here, and then you
Mhm.
read into the glass as the words are scrolling, right?
Right.
But I'm just not. I'm much more natural to speaking extemporaneously. I'm much more natural just talking off the top of my head. So
Mhm.
if you need to script out something verbatim and just really just have you want to hit that messaging, the thing I would suggest is a teleprompter can be good for that, but you need to practice because when
Right.
the key to a teleprompter is of course the timing, like you said, but it's
Mhm.
even more so it's you gotta talk, you gotta read like you're talking instead of just read like you're reading. You gotta read like you're having a conversation or like you're just sort of talking off the top of your head. That's really the secret to it, and that takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
hmm so yeah, I was going to show for the smartphones real quickly. You can get a mobile microphone. So this is the Rode
Yes.
SmartLawn.
Yes.
So it's just a little clip-on mic, and you could plug this in
Mhm.
your iPhone. You need to use if you have an Android or iPhone user, you need to use your Lightning port adapter. Um, but yeah, it's just the same kind of gear. You can use this with a tripod as well. Use
Mhm.
some lights and just have some fun with it. So, anyways, that's the gear, right? Camera, mic, lights, tripod. And the last thing, this is really, really important, is you need to have a routine. You need to have a regular and consistent time to practice making videos.
The stuff that you're saying is so important and so very basic, but people make it sound like, oh my God, I could never make a video, but it's really basic and easy. And if they follow what you're saying now, they're going to have a video before you know it.
Yes, they will. They certainly will. Yep, exactly. And that's because practice makes what we say. I don't say practice makes perfect. I say practice makes proficient, right? Just makes you
Right.
better in your ability to deliver information. It makes you more confident in doing so just by practicing. When my son was learning how to ride a bike, he was like, he didn't want to pedal fast. I was like, Devin, you got to pedal fast, buddy. I don't want to pedal fast, Daddy. I'm scared. Once he realized he had to pedal fast to hold the bike up, he was off and
Mhm.
running. It's almost the same thing. You got to build that momentum when you're learning a new skill, and making a video is just a new skill. So you have to
Right.
practice. You have to have a routine. I recently got very active on YouTube, so I make a video every week without fail. Every Tuesday, I'm publishing a new video, and that is
Oh,
it
cool.
holds me accountable just by knowing that if it's Tuesday, I need to really start working on it Sunday so I can have it posted by Tuesday. But you
Right.
have to have that routine because that's going to keep you consistent. It's going to keep you honest. And each time I've made a video for my YouTube channel, I feel like the messaging is getting a little more honed in. It's a little more dialed in. And I'm just practicing, like I'm practicing right now, right? I mean, I'm not a perfect speaker by any means. I'm not a Toastmaster. I'm not a professional speaker. I have worked as a broadcaster,
Mhm.
but I don't, other than that, I really don't get paid to speak for a living, like from a stage. So,
Right.
but, every time I'm recording a video, I'm practicing my skills. I say, after you're done recording your video, go back and look at it. And I don't say look at it because you want to find excuses why not to share it, but look for things that you can do differently. Like look for maybe you make an expression that's kind of funny to you. Just don't
Yes.
do it the next
Yes.
time. Just
Mhm.
improve each time. Just make little baby steps, make little improvements, make little adjustments. You'll be making great videos in no time.
Exactly. I love it.
All right. So I'm going to pose this to you, Carol. Do you agree that this has been good information and time well spent so far?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, I can't cover everything in an online class, even if we had all day.
Right.
And I do have something special for you all, just so you can learn everything you need to know. And what it is I'm going to go ahead and give you the links. You can download my ebook, and I'm throwing in something also in addition to that, Carol, is that
Ooh,
I'm going to offer a free confidence call to anyone who emails me at amani@videofearless.co. So if you are
oh,
interested in really
cool.
getting on the fast track, download my ebook, but then schedule that confidence call. Now my schedule is super tight, so I only have a few slots of the week available. So I suggest you schedule one ASAP. But if you really want some strategies, if you really want me to put together a special, I can put together a program for you that will really put you on the fast track. Go ahead and schedule a call with me, and I'll, listen to your challenges, and we'll put together a program for you to help you really accelerate your confidence, because I know you can do it. There was one student, and when I first thinking about this concept of creating Video Fearless, I had a call with a woman in Germany, and when I did the call with her, Carol, I was like, well, what's your biggest challenge? She said, my mind goes blank every time I go to record a video. And I really
Hmm.
didn't believe her. So I asked, I put her on the spot. I said, let's just imagine, this is via Zoom. I was like, let's just imagine we're at a coffee shop. And I asked you, she was a law of attraction coach. I was like, I asked you,
Mm-hmm.
what does a law of attraction coach do? What would you say to me? And she thought about it, and she got a confused look on her face, and she didn't say anything. She's like, my mind just went blank. So I was like, wow, really? I mean, because it's no pressure when like a Zoom call is just like, a
Right.
two-way call,
Right.
basically like a phone call with video. So I thought about it for a
Mm-hmm.
second. I thought about an exercise. I was like, let's just do this. And it took about 5 minutes. I did a little exercise with her. 5 minutes later, I came back and had her recite her information, and she was able to perform and deliver her information on camera.
Oh,
So
wow.
it might just be a small little tweak or an adjustment or a way you haven't thought about sharing your information, or a small
Mm-hmm.
little exercise we could do that will help like turn on the light bulb for you. But this is not brain surgery. I say, even as a TV guy, like we're not saving babies, we're not designing rockets that are going to the moon. All we're doing is really making video, and making video is all a matter of just having a camera, having a message, sharing some content and keeping it moving really. So yeah, that's just really what I want to share with your audience. If you use my framework, if you read my ebook, schedule a call with me, I'm confident that we can develop a system for you, develop a solution to help you get over your fears, to help you make affordable videos and make regular content. Because at the end of the day, you got to show up for your audience, right? I'm sure you don't just go live like
Right.
once a month. You probably go live maybe once a week. I go live like every Tuesday. I have a
Yeah.
Facebook group, and if I'm going to make one more offer to folks, and if I'm throwing another bonus, if you like to join my Facebook group, I do have what's called the Video Confidence Accelerator. So or
Ooh.
else just add me on Facebook at Amani Channel, and I'll send you the link there. But there's just find some help if you're really challenged with making videos, because I don't want this to be I know what it's like to struggle. And once I finally got I call my on-camera swag, it was like night and day. And once you like get over your blocks or your negative thinking or whatever kind of challenges you're having, I want video to be like, I love making videos, Carol. Like I've done this for 20
I do
years, in
too.
school for this. I've been
I
doing
do
it for,
too.
this is what my bread and butter. But I
Mm-hmm.
want, if it's not fun for you, you're not going to do it, right? Folks aren't going to do it. It's not, if it's a chore for you, you're not going to do it. So I just want to put the fun into video making so that you can serve more, share more, to sell more products. At the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We want to have greater impact. We want to
Mm-hmm.
reach more people. We want to help more people. And at the end of the day, we want to grow our businesses, which you can definitely do if you get on this video train.
You are exactly correct. You've been awesome. Amani, thank you so much. That was awesome. I love what you said. This is not making babies. We're just making videos. It's not that big of a deal, right?
So making babies might be funner. I don't know.
Well, making it, but not having it.
I know, right? But we're not saving babies, though, at the end of the day.
There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. And I hope everyone out there is really going to take this to task. Get on and start doing your video. If, like we said, do a 2-minute video and just stop, and then do it again. and then stop, and then do it again, because you're not going to get better unless you keep doing it. So Amani, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. It's been real fun having you here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Amani. That was great. Did you enjoy that? Don't you feel now that you could really get your videos done and not worry about what you're going to say? Just put them out there and start monetizing your business. I think you can do that, right? All right, what to watch next? All right, look up here. It depends on where you are, how it shows up. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure you watch Tamika Sims' video on monetizing your business the right way. So I will see you next time. Bye for now.